Hello all, welcome to Keisha's Gossips and Truths. In this video, I will be giving a retraction on my last video where I talked about Jada VJJ rejuvenation. I had some time to think about it, and I think I was too brutal and honest, as Aquarius are sometimes. With that said, here is a more in-depth insight and perspective on Jada and Will. I hope you all are ready because I'm about to go back. Now please know that I am not taking back what I said in my last video. I am just digging more in depth in the reasons why Jada decided to cheat and why many of us feel the resentment after so many years. You see, upon Jada getting with Will, Jada's career was taking off. She had landed a hit movie after another. She wasn't hitting numbers like Will, her husband, but she was doing good. Then Will got at her, and we all know that story. She got pregnant twice, which held her back a little, but she was still doing movies while pregnant. She appeared in one of my favorite movies, Kingdom Come, where she was pregnant with Willow. It was told that Will was always hanging around the set because Jada had to do some pretty risky stunts in that movie that she wasn't afraid to do. Very strange. Anyway, upon the kid's arrival, Jada's career took a back seat while she stayed at home. Meanwhile, Will's career took off and Jada's career was fading. She wasn't well known for her career anymore, but mainly as Will Smith's wife. I mean, think about that. All of your dreams, struggles, and sacrifices are becoming non-existent. You can't get roles anymore. They're giving them to Gabrielle Union, Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long, etc. You lose yourself and you start to resent your husband who you feel is responsible. Like, for example, Jada had landed a TV series with, and I must say, he is a very talented singer, actor, etc. I'm a huge fan, Mark Anthony, called Hawthorne. It was a hit. The love scenes were erotic. Jada had many talents in that area, as we all know. But then rumors of Mark and she started to surface, and the show quickly got canceled, and Jada was back at home again. She had a few more hits and misses after that. And I mean, Jada is a good actress, don't get me wrong. Heck, she went to school for this. So to be backseated can cause some depression that turns into resentment, that turns into repressed anger and action. Because she may feel like she lost herself and lost who she is. Meaning the deep love that she had for Will is somewhat faded. She tried to replace that anger with the outlet of sex. I mean, sex allows you to get lost in the feeling and forget about the bullshit. It's like a drug, but how long will that last? I mean, she went from this.
Married to like my brother.
I know.
I still kind of.
You were like one of the first ones to know about that little.
I was.
About Will.
And I never told. I can keep a secret. Can we share some of that?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Jada would come into my trailer and tell me, girl, she was in love.
Yes. And
With
still
Will.
am.
And still are.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. I was so happy because I've known Will since I was a teenager because we toured together.
Right.
And I actually have met you when you were a teenager, when you first started performing at one of my very first shows.
Yes.
Which
no,
was crazy.
I got to, you probably don't remember, but I got to introduce you.
In Baltimore.
In Baltimore at a club because I saw this black and white photo of you barefoot, okay, with the whole garb on.
That's right.
And I was like, who is this? And they was like, it's Queen Latifah. I was like, oh no, you gotta let me get on stage and introduce this one right here. Because you know, it wasn't many female hip-hop artists at the time.
Definitely not.
And you were coming totally different.
I had to come right. I had to set myself apart.
But I mean, really look at that.
Yeah,
From
that's
16,
crazy.
and then here we are. What?
But I must say this.
What?
I know.
To this.
We met at Baltimore School of the Arts. It was the first day, and he came over to me and introduced himself. And in high school, Paco was a little funny looking. Definitely, from looking at him, wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know. But as soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. And we hit it off from that moment on. He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're going to be a star. You know what I mean? I'm like, Pa, come on. He's like, you're going to be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think either one of us really thought that we would have made it in the way that we did. But we knew we were going to do something. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother. And sorry. He was I mean, it was beyond friendship for us, you know, as far as just, it's really difficult to explain because the type of relationship we had, you only get that once in a lifetime, so.
To later this.
Folks are still trying to wrap their minds around Jada's revelation that she had a relationship or, quote, entanglement with R&B singer August Alsina while she and Will were secretly separated. The Red Table Talk episode had an impressive 15 million views in its first 24 hours on Facebook. So we decided to do a little investigating of our own.
You've been on a hell of a journey with me.
So what happened, Jada?
July 5th, 2015 is when Jada first met the then 22-year-old R&B singer at one of Willow and Jaden's concerts.
August Alsina in 2015 in London, and that's where we met. He was like, man, I could really use some help dealing with life.
Nearly 5 months earlier, Will and Jada were unleashing some serious red carpet PDA.
That look of love that I saw when you all walked onto this carpet, my goodness.
You know, just because there's a gangster right here in front of y'all. This little one here, a gangster. Ride or die.
We now know that behind closed doors, their marriage was on the brink of collapse.
Yeah. I was done with your
Kick me to
I
the
was
curb.
done with you. I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time. And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
It was a relationship, absolutely.
Rumors of a split hit the tabloids. I asked Jada about them point blank on our ET stage. I gotta ask you, there's a report coming out that apparently you're getting divorced again.
Am I getting divorced
You're getting divorced again. There's no
And I don't
ring.
have a ring on? Oh, it must be true. But just so that you know, we're not getting a divorce.
Will told us a few months later the marriage had been rocky, but they would never give up.
I know you worked hard at marriage. You
Yeah.
worked hard at being together.
Yeah, you know, our marriage was the most difficult, grueling, and excruciating thing that we've ever taken on in our lives. And, you know, we're just not quitters.
Jada says as she and Will began to rebuild their marriage, August walked away.
He decided to break all communication with me,
Right.
which was totally understandable.
Right.
And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since.
That would mean the relationship could have been going on when August appeared on Red Table Talk in 2018.
I was just like, oh, something's gotta give. We can't love you more than you love yourself.
That moment really
That was your bottom.
changed the trajectory of my life.
3 months later, Jada told us this.
I needed more freedom. The public wants you to be a certain way. Your partner needs you to be something. You know, I'm really a free spirit at heart. I just felt like my life had got constricted into this little box. It was strangling me, basically. You know?
Could it be that Jada had lost herself, and on top of that, she's aging? And like she said,
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good.
so could we finally say this was a long time coming and her depression can no longer be ignored? I believe it. I'm speaking from a personal perspective as a wife and a woman who slightly knows how she feels. Maybe not to that degree, but I know about the repressed anger and resentment. You see, if you read my blog, I have issues within my marriage, and I know how it feels to lose yourself and stop feeling the passion and love and life anymore. You get caught up in emotions of life and forget who you are. Jada, first off, may not have wanted to marry Will in the first place, and then practically lose her career to a man you never was that in love with in the first place, can cause some issues that I just laid out. August Saline or Salon, or whatever he called himself, showed her a part of herself she thought she lost.
So I called him a few times.
It might be better if you just told us the truth, Your Honor.
Do you have any clue what it's like to be a woman in this profession? You have to be in control all the time, even more so than the men. 20 years of my life I have dedicated to my career, and you have to learn to be tough. You don't become the dragon lady overnight, let me tell you.
And Carlton?
He brought out a side in me I thought I had buried long ago. He reminded me I have a sense of humor. I'm actually very funny.
Yeah, no, we can see that.
I was intoxicated. I wasn't in love with him. It was more that I was in love with who I am when I was with him. And then he backed off.
Then what did you do?
I got desperate. I never left him alone. I called him night and day.
But it didn't work.
Desperation never does.
He was when she was with him. It may have reminded her of Tupac. She needed to feel good. I know personally that once you get a taste of that side of you again, it becomes addictive. I had to ghost mine. Quit cold turkey. I was hounding my old friend with benefits like a fiend. Type notes, letters, message, frankly, and all he was doing is putting up the stop sign. Seriously, it was pathetic. Yeah. To read the rest of my story, check out my blog. The link is below. Well, that's it, and good luck to the Smiths. I love you both. I really, really do. I'm a huge fan. I hope everything works out for you too. On that note, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Hit that bell so you get notifications when I do post more videos. Love you all. See y'all later. Bye.